You are listening to another episode of the Yorts Resilience podcast, and I am your host, Emma Ward, a counsellor and life coach from Positive Outlooks. This podcast is inspired by the feeling that I get on a weekly basis from working with clients and being in awe of their stories of resilience. Over time, I've felt drawn to share these stories on this platform, and I hope these stories provide you with the motivation to conquer the challenges within your own life. To listen to more episodes, visit positiveoutlooks.com.au or subscribe on iTunes.
Welcome back to the podcast. Today's conversation is one I know that many are going to resonate with, especially if you love movement and are navigating balance between family and work, or if you feel called to build something that's deeply aligned with your body and your values. This episode's been a long time coming. I was trying to think how long we've been talking about it, possibly 4 years.
Yeah, I reckon.
It's been a really, really long time, so I'm excited that now it's the right time, the right place for us to do that. And after mentioning your name in so many of the podcasts, I've mentioned Cara quite a few times and been like, oh, your name popped up again, can you give me a testimonial here? So it was definitely time.
Oh yeah, it was time. I think I was probably a little bit too vulnerable back 4 years ago, so I think I'm definitely at a perfect place now as well.
Cara feels like I've thrown her under the bus a little bit, saying I have now up-leveled to video podcast.
Oh, I feel privileged. See, I'm the OG. There we go.
So let's introduce Cara. Cara is the owner and innovative force behind Cara Pilates and co-owner of Advanced Physio Solutions, alongside her husband, physiotherapist Rick Rendell, which no doubt means movement and anatomy, the love language of the home, Cara.
Oh, definitely.
Cara has also been the coach of the Moonta netball team for the past 3 years and is deeply involved in the Moonta community, with Advanced Physio Solutions literally sitting at the heart of Moonta, which is where we are today, and we're in the beautiful upstairs space as well. I'm so excited to chat with you today, Cara, not only about Pilates, but about your life journey, your story, and the deeper why that drives everything that you do. I feel blessed to have known you from a very young age.
Yeah.
I moved to the York Finchley community in Year 6 and knew you from Year 6 and have been lucky to follow your journey. Always felt very grateful to be playing on the same team as Cara, as opposed to the opposite team of Cara when it came to sports. But what I've loved about you and remember about you even from a young age is how deeply authentic and honest you've been. Even at a young age, when we were in Year 6, Cara would speak her mind and say what you thought, which was unusual for that age group, and I was always in awe of how honest and authentic you were, and you would speak your truth.
Yeah.
And that's what I still love about you today, is that deep authenticity.
Sometimes gets into trouble.
So can you step us through your childhood and how did your passion for sport begin?
Yeah, so I moved here when I was 4. I started at Moonta Kindy. And obviously when you move to the country, the way your sort of family gets involved is through sport. So, and my dad was a very good footballer, so straight away it was sort of up at the Moonta Footy Club. Sports days were definitely always just an instinct thing for me. Like, it was my favourite time of year. I just loved that, the getting ready and the anticipation of, like, am I going to win scenario. That competitiveness, I think, was just passed down through my dad. He's always been, not about winning, but just be the best that you can be. Like, you're way better than what you think you are, and you've got more in the tank always. So I think I've always sort of had that in my mindset that it's like there's more in the tank.
Did your mum play sport too?
Mum was a very good softballer, and so we played softball from like T-ball right through, which was really fun. I actually love softball, and I'm devastated that it just didn't.
I know, it's sad, isn't it?
Yeah, because back in the day there was like 10 teams, and it was a real Saturday. I still remember playing at the Oval, like the veterans thing now, I think it's the men's shed. And then you walk to the Royal, and it was just an amazing way to grow up. So I think being surrounded by both of my parents playing sport. And then, I just remember like knowing that when you play sport, it's easy to play when you're fit. I worked that out really early. So then I started, Mum and Dad had a house on Crutchet Road, which had a paddock at the back. And my dad did lots of laps to create a running track for me. So I ended up just heading out there and running and just did that.
And what was your favourite sport growing up? Because you played so many sports.
I did. I loved netball from the get-go. I just loved, that you've got this spot, and although it's a team, if you dominate that spot, it works and it makes you feel good. So, and I loved obviously defence. It was always my thing. And Alfie's actually a very, very good defending footballer as well. So it's nice that he got that.
Definitely inherited that there.
Yeah.
And did you want to share with us about your teen years and how they unfolded differently?
Yeah. So I didn't really ever fit in at school. Like, it was really challenging.
Why did you think that?
I know.
But I didn't feel that for you.
Yeah, maybe internally I didn't feel like I fitted in. I didn't love the involvement of like the girls and the drama and all of that sort of thing. And I actually had quite a terrible time through high school. And then from there, I just sort of hung out with the boys, kicked the footy. I was literally just one of them, and they were probably my better mates versus the girls. And then obviously, it was funny, I'll say it. So I was like the biggest fridget ever. Like, didn't really, like all my friends were obviously starting to be a little bit active, and I was like, nah, not for me. And then one summer I met this good looking bloke down at Moonta Bay Jetty. He was running across the car park with this long kind of hair, and I thought, oh, he's hot. And then, yeah, very quickly went from being a frigid to not. And that, didn't end so well. It did end beautifully, but I, obviously became pregnant at a very young age. So very challenging to go from literally loving the beach and going to the beach and, having not a worry in the world to then going, oh my God, like my entire world is now not about me anymore. And that's, I think, like if I even go to now, it's been so hard to it's not resentment at all. I love my life and the way it's canned, but it is challenging, like I've said before about, and probably Nick cops it the most, like having a baby at 16, I was fine, she just kind of came everywhere with me, but you can't go to the beach for the day, you can't just spontaneously do things. Then, 9 years later, I have Alfie, so I'm almost out of it with Ella, and then I'm back in the deep end again. And then same sort of thing happens, I separate from Scott, and then I have 2 babies in a year, and all of a sudden I'm back to not being able to have that. It's not that it's freedom, but it's like just doing whatever you want, when you want, like. And so then I look forward now and I'm like, wow, I'm 41, and I'm still at least 10 years away from freedom, and then no doubt it'll go Ella baby, Alfie baby, Mary Harry baby. So I kind of look forward to like, when am I getting to go to the beach on my own? I don't know.
I can still remember so clearly. It must have only been like an under 16 basketball practice, maybe under 18s, I can't remember. And I still remember you talking about that the washing had been out on the line for 3 or 4 days and all the clothes had faded, and we were having this conversation at training. I remember thinking, imagine having to even worry about that. I was just thinking, oh my gosh, the conversations that you were having and the responsibilities you had. But it was just noticeably different at that point.
And I think at the time, you just, like I knew that I could do it. So I still remember the conversation. My dad sat on my bed after I told them, and
do you still remember that conversation?
Yeah, so I was honest with my mum. I came home and said, oh, like, this has happened, like, I've had sex, and Mum's like, oh, bloody hell, Cara. And so I went to the doctor and we did a pregnancy test, and it came up negative. So I was like, sweet, okay. Went on the pill, and then I went around one full cycle and didn't get a period. So then tested, and then Mum actually was the one that read the stick, not me. And I still remember busy, like, little tingles. I heard her say, Cara, what have you done? And I'm like, but then my dad, he's such a softie, and he came in and he sat on my bed and he said, Cara, whatever you decide, your mum and I will support you. But then he sort of tacked on the end, but I know you can do this. Yeah. And so I think having even just that little bit of leaning towards someone trusting and believing in me was enough for me to go off.
And he was 100% right.
Yeah, he was. I mean, they helped massively. I would not be here without them. They were amazing.
And how did becoming a young mum shape you?
Oh, I think I was very oblivious at the time. And it is funny, when you're young, you don't have the same fears as when you're older. Like, I didn't really worry about money. I just lived like week by week. I knew that I would get a job, and I was very lucky. So the Kadina, it's Memorial School now, but they were so supportive. So I did a year open access while I was sort of end stage pregnancy and then breastfeeding early.
Yeah.
And then I went back, Ella went into childcare.
Yeah.
Some days if I only had a couple of classes, like Mrs. Klein, Calm Climbing, and Dino Angus would actually just have Ella at the school for me, which was amazing. And then I think after that period of time, I was like, I know that I'm going to have to get a job. And so, it all transitioned really well. But yeah, I think shaping me now, I kind of go like, I was oblivious to dangers, to worry, when you go down a few rabbit holes and you look forward of like, how's my life going to go? Very, very different parenting at sort of, I was 32, 33 when I had Mary and Harry.
And how would you describe it now, being a parent now, compared to the younger version of you?
I'm definitely I'm way more present in regards to like being there for the kids. Like I do feel for Ella and Alfie because I was in such a grind time of my life. I'm definitely calmer, and I think, the COVID, which we'll probably go there later, the COVID times changed literally from me being like trying to prove a point, to be the best, to be successful, to try and prove that like Cara is this, to, do you know what, I'm just going to fucking be a mum.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do, it's not regret, it's knowledge, it's growth. But Ella and Alfie, they were in childcare. My kids haven't had to do childcare. Like I've got all of this month off with my kids. So there is sides where I'm like, I feel for that. But then I also feel Ella and Alfie went everywhere, like pubs and this and that, and they were probably a little bit more free range.
I can still remember A-grade basketball games happening and Alfie somersaulting around the edge of the court.
He was hilarious. I still remember one game a ball rolled across and he was running flat out. He's about 2 in his onesie, and he's just, as the ball got there, he jumped up and did the splits and the ball went under and the whole crowd cheered, and I'm like, that's my kids.
That is Alfie.
Ella in a Pooh Bear pusher on Friday nights, I still remember that. Like I was playing basketball, immediately after. She just came with me. Came for a drink upstairs after.
And looking back, your career journey hasn't been a straight line. Can you share the twists and turns that have led to Pilates?
Yeah, so I went down back to school, and then I did the work. I think it's like the one day where you get extra points for your SACE, and that happened to be at the Country Times. I actually really enjoyed it, and just I guess my personality, Michael Ellis sort of saw sort of my passion for just creativity and people skills. So he was actually very quick to offer me a job, and I built sort of up from sort of the front desk, taking little ads into the actual sales department with Emily, who was born at the time, and she was amazing. We became great friends. Then from there I hit maybe 20. I was building a house in Kadina, and Crystal, one of my very good friends, decided to open a hair salon, and she said to me one day, "Do you want to be my apprentice?" And I didn't even give it a thought. I was like, yeah,
I did not know that started with Crystal.
Yeah, so sheer class. Jacko still calls me sheer ass. But it was funny again because that journey with Crystal actually taught me a huge amount about business really early, sort of subconsciously. Crystal wasn't the best in that department, so she was great at hairdressing, but there was stuff that I started to be like, Crystal, I think you have to do this, and she would be like, whatever. And then I sort of took the reins a little bit and helped her out, and then she fell pregnant with Xavier, and just sort of offered me to take over. At that point, I was like, this job is very taxing on the shoulders, so I'm already someone who hasn't got the best, it's better, but posture. So then from there, I went, okay, I need to start going to the gym and, doing things to try and counterbalance that. And then I realised I actually really love the gym. We did a Michelle Bridges program, how she had those little challenges with Hayley Gallery, and we became great mates, became obsessed with that. And then I went, okay, I'm going to go be a PT. I did half and half for a long time, but that was a massive day. So I was working 6 a.m, then coming home, getting the kids off to school, starting hairdressing at 9, finish hairdressing at 5, start PT at 5:30, finishing at 7, 8:30. Then free training, netball coaching, kids sport, Ella's in state, basketball. Alfie was little, so it was a lot going on. And then, I guess I started running, And that's probably where my clarity of where I want my life to go came from. And that's why I can't emphasize enough, like, having a space where you actually go within, like when you have time to just be on your own, it's where I'm the most creative.
Yeah.
And so with this bloody knee of mine, I get really frustrated when I can't do that, because I feel like that's what makes me, move forward in life, and it gives me that time and space. And I remember on one run, I got back and I just said, it'd been a long time coming. Like, Scott and I just weren't on the same path. We tried our very best, and I think, again, my personality, I didn't want to be a statistic of it, like teenage mum, another breakup. So I tried so hard, but he just wasn't for me. So then I transitioned. It was really hard. And then I started, doing the boot camps, and then this Rendell guy obviously starts coming. And then
where did he arrive from? Because he didn't grow up in the area.
So he actually is from here. So his mum is a Price. So the farmers, like Gloria and Lance, and then brothers of obviously Dean, bakery. So they all intertwine there. So Nick starts rocking up at a lot of boot camps. And I still remember one night I was trying to help him pick up down at the tavern. And then I was like, this guy's kind of like annoying and cute. And then I was like, oh, nah. And then sort of being some time, Scott and I had definitely parted, and I sort of said to Nick, like, do you want to just like hang out? And he was like, oh, yeah. And then from there, we just couldn't not be around each other. He showed a very, very strong interest straight away in helping me like rebuild. Yeah. And that's very much his personality. It's not that he likes saving people, but he's very caring on, like, if he met you and he wanted your business to succeed, he would tell every single one of his patients. Yeah. And that's what he's like. So he just wants everyone to make it. Yeah. And so obviously as time went on, I was like, how do I not be with this guy? Like, I don't want to get too attached. And he was like still very he's like 4 years younger than me. So I think I had to like let him work it out that he needed to love me. I couldn't force it. I think that's the thing, because he was 27. I still laugh now because he literally owned a PlayStation, a push bike, and a car when we met. I think he had $1,000 in his bank account.
He's done all right now.
He's done very well when you look at this. So then he sort of started saying to me about Pilates, and I was like, no. And so I started going to Flex and doing some Pilates with him, mainly again just to hang out with him. And then I was like, no, this is shit. It's so hard. Like, it's so slow. It's boring. It's too like structured for me. Like, I'm too erratic. But then the more and more I started to go, I watched my body transition from like this really muscly, strong to like this like softer, open. I started to like lean out, and I was like, oh, actually,
this is you feminine.
I know. And then from there, it's so funny because I get these comments all the time about, oh my God, Cara, you're like a beautiful gazelle. And I'm just like, I got kicked out of dance when I was a kid because I was so like not flowy. And then here we are now. And then I guess from that, it's like anything I do. Once I like something, I genuinely become obsessed. Yeah. And that's when, I did my mat work back in, I think it was 2015, in Adelaide. And then, Nick's like, let's buy this building, let's make this
Is
amazing.
It this building that inspired the physio?
Yeah. So after Nick and I decided, okay, let's be boyfriend and girlfriend, we'd already moved, or I'd already decided to move to Adelaide at this point, and then Nick sort of followed. And then as that sort of progressed, he was offered an opportunity to work at the Argylson nursing home. And that's when he was like, oh, there's a massive market. His great uncle actually owns this building. Ah. So Ron Co, which is Gloria, his nana's brother.
Okay.
So he was amazing to almost gift us this building. It needed a lot of work, as we found out.
It is
amazing. It's amazing now. I still remember coming through with a genuine gas mask on.
It was covered in pigeon.
Yeah. I still remember, so that like this, there was mould everywhere, there was mould down the walls, there was rats up in the ceiling, there was rat pee, because the staircase was carpet at that point, so you could literally see the runs of like rat pee. Yeah. The smells, it was just But, you know, Nick being Nick, he's like punching figures, Cara, if we do this, if we get 2 physios, it's this, if we get 3 physios, we make this, if you run Pilates, it's this, and I, you know, and then I'm thinking, but, when are we going to have babies here? Well, I knew he wanted babies, I wasn't sure, but I knew that he would be the most fantastic dad, so it's like, I'm in, and so yeah, looking forward, I'm like, how are we going to do this all, and Nick just, you know, he's like, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
And I think it is that thing, it's all about that, not even manifesting it, but just trusting, like, once you commit, it's all in. There's no doubts. You can't even have those thoughts.
Yeah.
It's all in.
And speaking about going all in, how does that link into Cara Pilates 2.0 as well?
Oh, yeah. So, the building here, it was amazing. So we did it in a process to try and save money as we renovated. So we did upstairs first. This became our home.
Yeah.
I was pregnant with Mia at the time of moving in, and we were continuing the reno downstairs, which was extremely challenging because dust comes up through the cracks. It was a nightmare. I felt like I had to clean constantly. Probably not the best environment for a pregnant woman either. So at the time I was like, yeah, let's just get through this period and then we'll open downstairs. And all through the time I was sort of training in the background, doing my Pilates courses, knowing that I wanted to be a teacher one day in the reformer world. The mat work's really hard. I love mat work, but once people do reformer, they find it hard to go back. I'm finding that even now, like I'm back in the mat work space. Once people get on that reformer, it's almost easier because you've got that feedback. So anyway, then we open downstairs. That's incredible. We then buy a home because at this point we've got 2 babies, 3 staircases, nowhere to park. It was a nightmare. Like, I went and bought a house in my lunch break. Nick's like, do you want to have a chat about it? And I said, nah, it's calling off. So we moved down to Moonta Bay, and then upstairs sort of was empty for a long time. It was our staff room, just didn't really know what to do with it. Then I went, do you know what, this is such a waste, let's Airbnb it. So that's been our journey the last couple of years, and it's been going really well. But in the meantime, our classes are just insane. So essentially we've got 2 businesses running out of 1 room.
Yeah.
And being country, people with money work.
Yeah.
So the hours are like the same time. So those early mornings, those late nights. And so trying to navigate 2 businesses and share this space, we've been looking for another location. We've got a beautiful home down on George Street, and we thought, yeah, we could make this work. Unfortunately, with rules and regulations, it has been extremely challenging. To the point of like the old me would have just been like so angry and just like fucking sort of scenario, like, because all I'm trying to do is create more people moving. All I want is more people in our community.
Healthier bodies.
Yeah. And it's funny because people say to me, you always look so happy and healthy. I'm like, because I am. Because I move. That's all it is. Yeah. So I get frustrated that there's not that support there. Yeah. And so then in time though comes ideas and more. And I just sort of said to Nick, I think we just need to go all in upstairs. Like, let's just make work. Let's make home. Yeah. So we're sitting here. So this will be my IM studio. So some walls are coming out. We'll move the island bench. We're going to soundproof. Our bookcase is going to be incredible. All the props, all the bits, really creating this aesthetically insane building. And it is at the moment, it's a waste of space.
And it's such a beautiful space. It was so nice coming in here today. Just being in person. So I'm excited to see the changes. Yeah,
and I think too, when the island bench comes out, we'll still leave the back kitchen over there, and I'm going to put in like a really nice high bar, and then people coming in early can have a coffee and a chill and stay in after class as well. So
and people will be able to come in their own time as well.
Hopefully. So the plan, I've got quite a significant on-demand library, which is currently being housed on YouTube. So in time, we'll have an option for people to come in and just press play on one of my videos.
I love that as well. And that's one of the things I admire about your journey most with Pilates is you brought Pilates to the area when it was fresh and when it was new. It wasn't around, it wasn't as popular. Pilates, it's really challenging
the word Pilates. So I'm Polestar trained, which is worldwide the most sort of renowned Pilates teachers.
Yeah.
And I think I do find it really challenging, like when you look at Adelaide, just as an example now, I've got some girls who've still got those sort of same 5-6 reformer, boutique, proper, controlled class Pilates. That's Pilates.
Yeah.
You've now got this stage of basically fitness on a reformer.
Yeah.
And it is really challenging to, like, you know, people say, oh, you're quite expensive. Well, no, I'm actually not. And I also don't downgrade what it is that I do.
Yeah.
So if you want to pay, you know, whatever, saying like those bigger studios, it is, you know, they're making still 10 times more money than me with one instructor.
Yeah.
Yes, individually that person might be getting, you know, a cheaper price, but they're also not being touched, not corrected. There's no emphasis on form. Why are we doing it? What does this do for you? You know, it's not Pilates, and I think that's where my love for it is, that I've kept true, you know, to what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've always admired your effortless ability to teach the technique so clearly, but in easy to understand language. I've always appreciated the ponytail pull. My former technique as well. But you just do it so effortlessly, but your emphasis on like positive, strong technique is what really stands out about you, and your effortless cues.
I think with that, I mean, it is a very natural thing for me, but I think having that PT background first helped me massively.
Yeah.
And then what Pilates actually did was, when I went back into the PT space, I started to implement the two together.
Yeah.
So adding in that breath, that scapular set, that, you know, taking time when you set up, don't just rush it. It's, you know, so there's lots of things, that I think the two journeys together has also made me, and also having mixed knowledge, like and it's funny because we did Polestar together, so it's an 18-month course. We were down in Adelaide Saturdays and Sundays, and I love doing the course with him because he's so smart and his understanding of the body and anatomy is insane. But I like to call it life smart and people street smart. Like, I know how to get the message to you better than me because I say it in your way.
Yeah.
And, you know, we do an exam and I'd be like, you know, I've got this bit and you can do that bit, and we're together. So it was like, I remember Jen Guest, who's one of our educators, she said to me, you two are like the perfect. Cara does the movements perfectly and Nick's got all the brains. So yeah, actually on Polestar as well, very exciting news from an educating point of view as well. I'm actually mentoring this year in Adelaide.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm doing basically the same course that I went to. I'll be teaching new Pilates instructors.
Yeah, amazing.
Jen Guest. So yeah, she's she's a partner in Smart Health in Adelaide, so we called it that new.
One of the leaders of the industry.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have you here on Yorks.
Yeah, it's exciting.
What's always inspired me about doing your classes the most is that I know you'd never ask us to do anything in a class that you can't do yourself.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes they're challenging movements, but there's always the opportunity for growth within your classes as well.
Yeah.
But what I love is, I know that when I'm doing that class, you would not be asking us to do it if you hadn't done it yourself. Whereas sometimes I have been to classes and thought, have you really done this yourself?
Yeah.
Whereas I know if I'm in your class, you 110% would be able to do that yourself.
Yeah. It's funny too, like the Instagram world is obviously really challenging too. Like, people are just doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary, it's not needed. What is the point of it? You know, and that's, I think, where I just don't even go down that track. It's not for me. Sometimes I'll try something, I'm like, what even is this? I don't even feel anything. It's just weird. So no, just staying true to the actual proper movements.
And coaching the A-grade netball club the past 3 seasons. How have you found coaching? What have you learned about yourself in the process?
I guess coaching is like teaching. So for me, it's, and I love that next level up. So, you know, you've got your group physio where it's at base level, you've got Cara Pilates, which is that, that good intermediate, like people have good understanding of body, there's no injuries to worry about. And then you hit sort of the netball girls who love that, you know, that push, that, you know, taking them to places that they don't do on their own.
Yeah.
And so my favourite thing about coaching netball is training. Like I sit there for hours and I'll plan it, and my kids know when mum's got her little boards out, don't go near her. But I don't know, it's just, and again, I like everyone feeling how I feel after a workout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we won't sit on this topic too long, but I did just want to talk about COVID and how you found that time. From a personal perspective, I know I've said it to you before, but I wanted to say it publicly. As someone who chose not to be vaccinated, I really, if I can say it without being emotional, really appreciated having a safe place to go where I knew as soon as I walked in that door I was 100% welcome.
Yeah.
And there wasn't many places during that time. Did you want to talk about?
Yeah, I think for me, COVID was actually a real turning point in my life of like who am I? Like there's lots of things that happened to me on a personal level, also humanity level. Like I have never seen anything like that. And I guess for people to actually understand what it felt like, if you chose to be vaccinated, which I had no issue with, could not give a shit. If you chose to do it, you did it and you just moved on and literally could live your life. If you chose to not, and everyone had their different reasons, for me, my thing is, look at my body. I'm healthy. I know I don't have flu vax. I don't need it. I do all the right things. And so for me to be, when something's so forceful, straight away my gut goes, hang on, what's going on here? And so to have this forcefulness happen and then this turn of like literally a line, you're either vaccinated or you're not, you're this or you're this, you know, and then to be targeted, teased, belittled, locked out. You know, I was abused several times at Foodland. We had the police come here, at SA Health trying to shut us down. Nick got reported. There were so many aspects that people wouldn't know, because if you just did it, you just did it, and that's fine. But for the ones that didn't, it took me such a long time to. It literally makes me shake now because I'm still picturing myself this one day. I was in my walk-in robe, and I was hiding from my kids, crying, like I'm talking anxiety attack crying, on like, how are we here? Like, how are we at a point where everyone hates each other? It wasn't even about the vaccine for me, it was about the hatred of the divide. And I think I posted, even before the vax was mandated, I posted a photo of our archway. I still remember it, and I posted, no matter what, everyone is always welcome here. I could not give a shit of your religion, your values, your bloody vaccination status, anything. Whether you can walk, whether you exercise, whether you don't, I don't care. If you want to come here and you want us to help you, that is our job.
Yeah.
And it was so challenging to try and get that across to people. And in the end, you know, I actually said to someone, I appreciate, like, fear is fear, right? So I appreciate, like I would say to people, I appreciate your fear in being genuinely scared of the virus. I honestly respect that. But my genuine fear is losing the choice of anatomy of what happens to me personally in my body. Like, you know, and that I think was what I stood for the most, is just choice. Because if we give that away on that, what's the next thing? And, you know, and we are seeing things down that sort of, digital ID and just, you know, tracking of people. We're not meant to be tracked. Yeah. We're not meant to be controlled. We are, we're here, I think, to be community loving, helpful, beautiful people and enjoy our time. So it was big for me. Yeah.
And what are your secrets to juggling Pilates, physio, business, being a mum, wife, friend?
Oh, my secret's probably Nick. I've said to a few girls, like, you've got to get yourself a Nick. He's just like, I mean,
he's such a great team.
We do. He's a great, just partner. Like I'm here sometimes and he's here, and then we flip. Sometimes he's like this way and I'm a bit like, you've got more ADHD than me. But he is like the drive behind lots of things as well. So he'll have an idea and then I'll make it happen as well. He also is so involved on a community level as a business owner, as a mentor to our staff. Like, we have amazing staff because Nick invests time in them. Like, we're not just like, you know, your money making, like, come in, work for us. The more we earn, the more we try and spread.
Yeah.
we're very lucky as well to have the staff. Like, we don't have this without them. And my Pilates instructors are all amazing. All want to learn. Like, it's never just like, oh yeah, I know Cara Pilates now. It's, can I do this course? Can we do this? Can we do PD? Like, we do PD on a Monday as a group in the Pilates realm, and then next one-on-one. So I think having equal balance at home, he does outside, I do inside. He picks the kids up 3 days a week, which is huge for a dad. He just blocks himself off.
Yeah, makes it a priority.
A priority. So I think, it's...
So my next question was going to be, your trick for managing stress in the hard times is to find a need.
So literally. I think it's, if you've got someone to share life with, it makes it easier, but it's also communication. Like, I've had to learn to ask, because I'm like I'll just do it, it's quicker if I do it. And Nick will be like, Cara, that's why the kids do that, because you don't ask and then you take over and they pretend to be shit at it so they don't have to do it. And I'm like, I know he's right, but it's also time. And so just trying to balance and allocate and to let go of some things too, because I am an absolute control freak. I know it, but Nick has also helped me know it.
Has he helped you release that a little bit? By bringing it to awareness?
So sometimes, if I'm starting to get a bit if we go away, I'm I start to get a bit psycho. And I'll just be like, Cara, you're kind of doing that thing again. I'm like, okay, reset. So he's good at sort of bringing me back to just don't be crazy.
And can you talk us through your new passion, Runners, with Rick Mirabella? Did you want to talk us through how this has evolved and grown?
Yeah.
And what it means to you?
So again, like COVID, if that didn't happen, I would not know Rick Mirabella. And he's genuinely everyone laughs because I'm literally the female version of Rick. He's, again, and it's that passion of something, knowing your system, knowing that you are bloody good at what you do and trying to get it out there. Yeah. I feel for Rick, because honestly, he's by far the best coach in Australia, probably in the world, in regards to true, genuine knowledge, scientific backing. He's one of those people that once he reads it once, he never forgets it. I sit there and try and read stuff because I'm obviously on his platform and I'm trying to get his knowledge, and and he's obviously worn off on me a lot as well, but he is just one of those very talented people that makes also exercise fun. Yeah. You can't, if you don't enjoy something, and hence Cara Pilates, if you don't enjoy it, you don't do it.
Well, that's what I love about everything you teach that I've been part of over time. You make it fun too. Yeah.
I've always got a Cara story of the week.
And oh my God, I used to live for the Cara stories of the week.
Oh, I was laughing because I'm I sometimes wonder whether people think I'm making this up. It's actually,
so we've got no doubt you're not making it up.
So Runnez was great. So my friends or some physios have posted on the site through COVID, they sort of escaped Vic. They're like, anyone looking for some locums? So they parked up in our backyard for about 3 months, and then Tash says to me, Cara, you should try this run. It's this guy called Rick. And then her husband, Nick, says, oh, bloody Rick. My husband's Nick, so we've got Nick, and Rick, which is just hilarious. We call them the Icks. I did one running session. It was an on-demand, so Rick's talking, 2 people in the background on a treadmill, and he's just delivering the workout.
Yeah.
And over time, you're like, you can't actually run without him now. Yeah. It's like he's literally next to you. Yeah. He's your coach, he tells you what to do. And it's not only that, you then go to an event if you choose to go down, that path, which most people do once they're in Runners. You then go to an event and you've got 200 mates cheering you. You're people like, Kazi! Oh, I didn't know you are, but you got a Runners t-shirt on. And that's the community that, I guess that I've got here in regards to football, netball, the York Peninsula, running, that fit shit.
Welcoming, all inclusive.
So it is, the platform is just, for what you get for money value, it is insane.
Well, speaking of Rick, he was kind enough to do a little video for us.
Oh, stop
it! I tried to be organised and have it.
That is hilarious.
G'day Emma and Cara. Pumped to be on this podcast talking about the marvellous, sensational, beautiful Cara Rendell. She is a force and she is so genuine. So it's an absolute privilege. Very easy to talk about amazing people and authentic people. So no doubt you're getting stuck into the meat and potatoes of a bit about Kazi's philosophies on life, but we're at Runners. It's I'm so grateful. We're also grateful to have her on board. Whether it's myself and Shelley, the staff, the close knit Melbourne and South Australian base, or everyone all over the world, we just love having Kaz on live, whether she's taking Pilates, strength, or runners, and just where she's been a participant, where she's running or doing her sessions, and getting around the vibe. But most importantly, it's just amazing having her around the community, someone of such humour, knowledge, care, and again, authenticity. But she definitely brings the groups together, and she's got a way about her of really getting the best out of people. It's been her passion her whole life, I know that, and she continues to do so. Just really quickly, like we've obviously been going for a long time, and never thought I'd find someone as good as Cara, that you can trust, that has the most amazing knowledge base, but also ability to articulate that knowledge base in a very light, humorous manner, and really make people feel safe and comfortable, not just in her workspace, but in general, which is awesome. So we really appreciate her from obviously a coaching standpoint, but more importantly, and definitely more significantly, as a friend, and a very good friend. So to Cara Rendell, I know it's going to be weird talking about yourself on the show today, but enjoy it. Even if you don't enjoy it, enjoy the time with Emma, and just enjoy having a bit of a look back down what you've achieved over the journey, and just the amount of impact you've had on, no doubt, thousands or tens of thousands of people throughout the York Peninsula, but certainly I can speak firsthand and of there's so many people you've impacted throughout Runners and 100-Day Heroes as well. So a huge thanks, all our love from me and Shell. Can't wait to see you in person in a couple of weeks when we get up to South Oz. But you're the best. Enjoy this time, and great work, Emma, on doing the show, and really bringing some of the amazing, beautiful, resilient people from the York Peninsula, bringing their stories to the media forum. Let's go.
I'll send it to you.
That's all right. He's amazing.
All right. And if you would like listeners to take one thing out of today's podcast, what would it be?
Oh, only one. All right. Well, it would be start moving. Like it will keep moving if you're already moving. If you don't move, start. I think, I would say read 2 books, David Goggins and Magnetic.
Yeah.
The David Goggins is just that mentor of like, you're so much more capable than what you think you are, and life is so much more than just being.
Yeah.
And his messaging is insane. The Magnetic, it's all about that mindfulness, your energy. If you think you're fat, you're fat. If you think you're ugly, you're ugly.
Yeah.
If you think you're fit, you'll be fit. And if you think, you'll succeed, you will.
Yeah.
And I think those little things, if you are constantly saying these things in your mind, you are that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think, that's probably my best message is,
Yeah. And we've got one more video for you too from Elisa. I'm just going to make sure I've connected it more properly.
She messaged me this morning saying, "Good luck, you'll be amazing."
Cara is the most energized person I know on the planet. Cara is the person that you want to have as a friend, and I am so grateful that our path got crossed and we got to know each other. Cara is the person that you want to have close to you when you got downtime or when you want to have fun. She's everything in our life together. It's been now probably when that would have been in 2018 that we met. So there's a fair bit of years now. And we started collaborating, and I started working for her as a Pilates instructor. And And she literally just changed my life, because I was just in hospitality after I moved to the York Peninsula, and I needed to go back into Pilates so badly. And I still remember the day that a friend in common mentioned Cara to me in the studio, and so I rang her and I said, hi, so I'm Elisa, I moved to the York Peninsula and I used to be Pilates instructor in Adelaide. And I remember, I will never forget that call, that she was in the car with both Harry and Mia, that they were still little, screaming in the car. And she was like, sorry, I got my kids now with me, it's a little hectic, but yeah, definitely we can do something together, and yeah, let's get in touch when I come back from Melbourne. So yeah, I will never forget that day, because on the phone I was like, whoa. That's insane. But she would still be smiling even when she had like crazy kids running around. Cara, yeah, I can never, she would be always in my heart, no matter what our life is going to be like in 10 years, but Cara will always have a special place in my heart, because yeah, it's just one of those things that you meet someone and straight away there's a click, and this is it, and that's us. I feel that, yeah, things always happen for a reason. And for me, even when I had like a really bad times of my life, you know, when I was struggling with the visa stuff and with like a relationship as well, she was there next to me, and and I, even actually when that was probably the worst part of my life since I moved to the York Peninsula, that I didn't know if I was going to leave, if my visa would go accepted or not, and I remember that she had a surgery on her neck, and she was probably out of the surgery 2 days later, and she was in the car with me looking for houses, because I was moving out and I needed to find a house, and she was in the car with me, you know. And I will always remember the things that she has done for me. But it's not just that, it's she just gives herself a heart to everyone she has around. She's got that passion to help others that it's not always so easy to find. Her goal is to help others, and she's got thrive for like always learning and always becoming a better person and always challenging herself, and that is amazing. Like when you see someone like that she always has like something to look forward, like she's a really high achiever. And from the bottom of my heart I can say that Cara, and then like I feel that completed with the whole family, because it's the whole family, then it's exactly the same. The world is blessed to have people like them. And you, Cara, please do not ever change, because you are one of the best person that I've met in my life, and I will always love you. I will always be here for you, and yeah, and I hope that no matter where our life are gonna be in, like I said, 10 years, 20 years time, I will always be here for you for anything. And so one day eventually we're gonna get to Italy together, so that you've never been to Italy, so you will be with your Italian friend. So yeah, I feel there's so much more to say about her. I just love her, and yeah, and I feel that everyone, if you don't know her, you're missing out, because if you haven't been to one of the classes, like Cara's classes, you're definitely missing out. Your body's missing out, and your energy is missing out, because even if you go just to one of her class, you will always remember that for the pain the day after, and for the energy that she is capable in giving you, and you will return. because you always return to her. She's the most amazing instructor, person, friend, and human being that I know. I love you from the bottom of my heart.
I'm so grateful for you joining me today. In the lead up to preparing the podcast, I said to Cara, is there anything that we need to steer away from? Do you feel okay about this? And in typical Cara fashion, right back said, no, all of these. All okay. All okay.
I'm all in.
Journey. I'm like, that's so Cara, authentic, honest, and real. So really appreciate you joining us today. We wish you all the best for Cara Pilates 2.0. We can't wait to visit. It's been worth the wait.
Yeah,
so
it has been. It was fun.
Happened at the right time.
It's like a little skim, like, compressing 41 years. Like, yeah. It's so, like, there's so much to talk about.
And we could talk for hours, I think. We could talk all day about your journey and all the different twists and turns. But
there'll be plenty more, no doubt. We'll have to do episode 2.
Yeah, welcome back anytime.
Love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.